Residents of Intabazwe in Harrismith, that's in the Free State, say they welcome the findings of the State Capture Commission of Inquiry into the conduct of Free State former Premier Ace Magashule. The report has recommended that Magashule be investigated for possible criminal prosecution for his role in the Vrede Dairy Farm scandal. The last part of the State Capture report, which was released last week, found that Magashule and his known ally, former Free State Agriculture MEC Mosebenzi Zwane, were pursuing an agenda of the Gupta family at the time. Magashule is already facing corruption charges in the High Court in Bloemfontein. That is to do with a different matter, the Asbestos project. From his time as Premier of the Free State, he's denied any wrongdoing. Let's take you to Intabazwe and Harrismith, bring in our reporter Tumaole Mohlaoli. And Tumaole, I wonder what the legacy there is of Magashule and Mosebenzi Zwane, at least according to the residents.
Well, Timbekile, the legacy is certainly one of disappointment, one of frustration, and one of utter disbelief. This is because residents here in Intabazwe certainly have been watching very closely the Ace Magashule, Asbestos case, which is playing out at Mangaung or Bloemfontein High Court, and they say that they welcome the recommendations of the State Capture's final report, saying that they have for a long time been complaining about the leadership in terms of Magashule in the time he was the Premier of the Free State. They say that, of course, the matter which he's in court now for, the asbestos matter, is a very painful matter because they have been living under these asbestos roofs for quite some time, and it has had an impact on their health. And that was a moment of hope when the provincial government announced that it had undergone the process to try and remove the asbestos roofs. It entered into an agreement with Edwin Sodi and his late partner, Mr. Igor Mpambani's company. But no asbestos roofs were removed, and this is what Magashule is fighting in court. But let me just bring in Mr. June Khatebe, who is a resident of Intabazwe. Mr. Khatebe, your reaction firstly to the report's recommendations that Magashule and Mosebenzi Zwane face criminal prosecution.
I'm very happy for that report, and I wish Mr. Zondo can take into decision, or all those people, they must go to jail. Yeah, I want them, they must go to jail. Ngataba hole. Banaki what coordinator, what 22. Since it's a real like Asbestos. So if I affect la hole banjole voice yaka, lianta tuwaka, kure hai, kaufela libatu kaufela schabi, bati imbana limtatabo kena limbona. So if affect la hole banisa le real like ayona or itluwe. Ditluwe Asbestos, then I also it's a little today. I also will Asbestos at Luam, but Honachina, Honali didn't include Asbestos, Teddy Lukiswa. But Rilba Ahiba Muntabazo are rejued to Bonaba to Saba Fishaba Ahan Fujarting, or Satsebo Ruetalajuan. So statement Santa Zondo Samuel Huluntate, Abfele Mene, but Haru, but Pawani Richi, Kinal 54 years, Honachi, Tekidula Mo Asbestos. So on that Abaswar.
All right. That was June Khatebe, a resident of here in Intabazwe and Harrismith, just sharing his sentiment, saying that he welcomes the findings of the final Zondo report. And when it comes to the issue of asbestos, he says that it has affected his health. Now, I'm just going to step out of shot so that my colleague Ningi Mdunge can just give you a shot of the asbestos here, and you can see it there on top of the roofs. And I can tell you that right across Intabazwe there are several houses. In fact, in various sections of this particular the township or area, you have clusters, if I could put that word forward, of asbestos roofed houses, which just goes to show that indeed there is a lot to answer to in that particular sense. But when it comes to the issue of Mosebenzi Zwane, of course, and Ace Magashule, that would be for the Vrede Dairy Farm. Earlier we heard from one of those who is a beneficiary of the new Vrede Dairy Farm after it has been taken over again by provincial government, saying that they preferred it under the Guptas stewardship, something that I didn't expect to hear myself. based on what the recommendations also and the findings when it comes to the Gupta family and their state capture project in terms of the Zondo Commission and the Zondo final report. So with that, it's back to you in the studio, Tembegile.